Hold on to your helmets, Bears fans, because the pulse of Hallis Hall is racing like never before. If you believe in the power of a new era, then buckle up, because what's brewing out of Bears HQ might just rewrite the future for our beloved team. Imagine a scenario where the 2025 season not only brings fresh faces to the gridiron, but also reignites the ferocity that once made the monsters of the Midway feel invincible. What if we could add a dynamic player who balances power and skill, revamping our running back room and giving Caleb Williams the arsenal he desperately needs to unleash a new era of success? Picture this, a resurgent ground game, reminiscent of the 1985 season, where every yard comes with an electric atmosphere, raising the stakes for every game as we fight for dominance in the tough NFC North. The chatter is relentless, and speculation is swirling. We all know the Bears haven't made the splash some expected when it comes to bolstering the backfield after what felt like a complete overhaul in other areas of the roster. But what if the whispers are more than just noise? Could the Bears be sizing up an under-the-radar free agent who adds not just depth, but a fierce competitive edge? Enter Gus Edwards, a name that could become synonymous with grit and determination if he dons the blue and orange. Picture this, a 30-year-old powerhouse who stands 6'1" and weighs in at 238 pounds, known for bulldozing through defenses with an unyielding spirit. Sure, his 2024 campaign with the Los Angeles Chargers had its hurdles, averaging a mere 3.6 yards per carry, but rewind to his time with the Baltimore Ravens, where he stormed the field for a career-high 13 touchdowns. Isn't it fascinating to consider how a player like Edwards could fit alongside a dynamic runner like DeAndre Swift, creating a two-headed monster that would leave defenses gasping for air? Will Chicago make a move and throw a lifeline at Edwards, sparking locker room excitement or even reshaping fan expectations? What if this signing ignites a newfound sense of hope just as training camp approaches? The backdrop of uncertainty only heightens the drama as we aspire to reclaim the spirit of the Bears. Each moment without a new addition feels like a ticking clock, intensifying the need for a decisive play. Is Edwards the missing piece in this puzzle, or will a trade option emerge from the shadows to shake things up dramatically? The air is thick with anticipation, and as we edge closer to camp in late July, the question remains, how will this all unfold? Stay tuned, because the intrigue is only just beginning and the next chapter of our beloved Bears saga is yet to be written. Let's do this, Bears fans! And if you're still with me, if your blood's running cold from those Soldier Field ghosts and your heart's burning hot for change, strap in, because we're not done yet, not even close. This story isn't winding down, it's winding up. The Braxton Jones cut was just the matchstick. What's catching fire now? Everything, and I mean everything. You don't make a move like that unless something deeper is brewing behind closed doors. And if you don't think this locker room is whispering, side-eyeing, wondering who's next, then you haven't been paying attention. It's not just about performance anymore. It's about identity. And this team, it's standing at a mirror seeing something it doesn't recognize. Let's talk quarterback. Yeah, that conversation. Again, because the truth is, we've been walking a tightrope for too long, hoping a miracle would arrive from a fifth-round flash or a dual-threat experiment. But what if we're done hoping? What if hope's not enough? What if the front office has finally seen the writing on the wall that without a quarterback who can command not just the playbook, but the locker room, we're nothing more than a high-ceiling fantasy waiting to collapse? It's bigger than one man now. It's about a culture that's lost its swagger, a fan base on the brink of revolt, and a leadership team with one shot left before the guillotine of public opinion falls. Because Chicago doesn't just want wins. We crave soul, fight, identity. And if you think cutting Braxton is about schemes and pressure rates, you're missing the point. This is psychological warfare now. Zoom out. What if this is phase one of a controlled detonation, a slow, systematic purge of the old guard mindset? What if the coaches see a fractured locker room that needs cleansing before cohesion? We've seen it before. Great franchises gut themselves before rising. It happened with the Eagles. It happened with the Niners. And maybe, just maybe, it's happening here. But are we ready for the pain it brings before the rebirth? Because make no mistake, it's gonna hurt. And it should. Growth hurts. Change hurts. But stagnation, that's death. Now, don't think for 1 second this move hasn't sent shockwaves through other teams too. GMs around the league just perked up. They're watching to see if Chicago's going to implode or evolve, watching to see if the Bears are ready to stop being a cautionary tale and start being a resurrection story. Because if we mess this up, if the front office loses the locker room with another indecisive shuffle or half-hearted signing, we don't just lose this season, we lose the players who still believe, the rookies who came in wide-eyed and ready to build something, the veterans who've bled for this city and are tired of empty promises. You want receipts? Here's one. The Bears' offensive line gave up 65 sacks last season. That's not just a stat. That's trauma. That's 65 gut punches to your quarterback, to your momentum, to your will to compete. You don't let that happen and walk away clean. No. You carry that with you into every snap, every down, every conversation in the film room. And when Braxton walks that door, the message is loud and clear: adapt or be replaced, fight or be forgotten. And what about leadership? Who steps up now? Who claims this team in the void left behind? Does a veteran like Jalen Johnson become the voice? Does a young stud like Darnell Wright step up and say, "I got us"? These moments define careers. They define eras. And let's be real. This team has been coasting on fumes of nostalgia for too long. It's time to write a new story, not a reboot of 1985, not a callback to 2006, a brand new legacy, one born in struggle, forged in controversy, and baptized in Sunday bloodshed. But make no mistake, the wolves are circling. The national media will feast on this drama. They'll call us dysfunctional. They'll say we've lost the plot. And maybe we have, but maybe that's the point. Maybe we needed to lose it, to shake the etch-a-sketch of this franchise and start redrawing the map. Because the route we were on, it was leading us straight to another forgettable December. And let's not ignore the fans, us, the ones who paint our faces, wear our pain, and sit through every third and long disaster like it's a Greek tragedy on repeat. We've been patient, too patient. And now, as we watch management start pulling levers that could reshape this roster overnight, we have to ask, are they doing it for the right reasons? Is there a real plan, or are they just scrambling for headlines and buy-in from a restless base? Because here's what I know. Chicago, a Soldier Field, doesn't tolerate frauds. You either bleed navy and orange, or you get out. And right now, a lot of us are staring at Hallis Hall, waiting, begging for someone to step forward and say, enough, enough with the mediocrity, enough with the false starts, both literal and philosophical, enough with blaming injuries or schemes or weather or referees. We want accountability. We want vision. We want someone to look into the camera and tell us the truth, even if it hurts. And the truth is, cutting Braxton Jones may have been just a move on paper, but emotionally, spiritually, it's a trimmer beneath the foundations, the type of shift that precedes either an earthquake or a renaissance. The question is, which one are we about to live through? You can feel it, can't you? That sensation in your gut, that little spark of fear wrapped in hope. That's what it means to be a Bears fan in 2025, living on the edge of either despair or destiny. And today, it feels like we took one giant step closer to finding out which one. So ask yourself, when the smoke clears, who do you want standing in that locker room? Who's going to be the symbol, the heart, the warrior who says, we took the pain, we took the doubt, and we turned it into fire? Because that's the only way this team, this legacy survives. Bears fans, the reckoning is here. The purge has begun.
Now comes the test of character. Do we fall back into the pit, or do we claw tooth and nail to the surface? I know what I choose. Do you?